And we are live from Philip D. Weaver Stadium at Centennial Bank Field. Drake told Mr. Alan Wade. No Corey Erie tonight. Had some prior business to take care of, but nonetheless, we have junior high football as your Vilonia 8th and 9th grade Eagles are taking on the Clarksville junior high Panthers. Alan, we're seeing Clarksville tonight. Very similar offensive style to their high school team, and we're ready to see them tomorrow night. It's my understanding they like to run the football, to say the least.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit do they like to run the football. I didn't run the numbers because you just game after game after game kept seeing the same thing. So they're going to stay true to what they're calling the single wing type offense from the shotgun formation. To me, it looks like a offset power I from the shotgun.
Right.
You're going to have a fullback over in that guard tackle gap, and then a wing back over there off the end, and then a tailback back there with the quarterback. But really, either one of those guys are taking the snaps. So I don't know if you'd say a true quarterback because, like I said, the snap goes to both guys back there at any time. And only in dire situations do they necessarily pass.
Right, and that's something they've been steeped in. A lot of running the football here for Clarksville. We've seen it in recent years. As you know, their high school team hasn't won a conference game in 4 or 5 years, so not necessarily a football powerhouse over there in Clarksville. But this junior high team, their junior teams are known for being pretty stout, and they've got some bigger sized kids over there. It should be a pretty good ball game. But, Alan, I'm going to go ahead and call it now. I don't know if this 8th grade team can be touched by not only Clarksville but anybody else in the state.
They're pretty good. They haven't been tested, that's for sure, to this point. Have they still allowed a touchdown in the second half?
No touchdowns in the second half and only one touchdown overall this season.
Exactly. So Clarksville definitely coming in here with its work cut out for themselves. And like I was saying, we was looking at some common opponents for as far as the high school team, looking at our high school team. They haven't won a conference game this year, but that's they only lost to Alma by 14.
Right.
And 6 of those points come with time running off the clock with a 97-yard touchdown return, interception return for a touchdown.
Yeah. And
that's why it was 7. Otherwise, they would have lost that game by 8. A loss is a loss is a loss.
Right.
But looking at our game with Alma, it was a 42-point deficit. So that scares me a little bit. And here comes your 8th graders right now.
There they are, undefeated on the season, still at, I guess it's 7-0, as the captains have taken the field. We are short on rosters tonight, so we've got a little bit of shuffling around, trying to put everything together as far as getting y'all the names for this ball game. But I see number 34, Seth Kirk, number 32, Cannon Bartlett, number 18, that is Mr. Austin Myers, and then also Hinsley, as you know, are your 2 big play guys, Hinsley at receiver, Myers at quarterback, and then your touchdown scoring running backs, number 34 and 32, Bartlett, and also their Mr. Kirk, Seth Kirk. Now, the captains for your opposing Panthers, looks like number 54 is out there. That is Nate Dickerson, 39, Malachi Brown, 48, Andrew May, number 64, Carlos Tostado, and looks like 77 out there as well, Cole Broomfield. So that's the captains for the Clarksville Panthers and your Vilonia Eagles. So as we get this ball game ready, Alan, let's go ahead and break down as far as defensively for both teams, junior high and high school. How do you defend a power run, single wing offense?
We're going to have to be disciplined in regards to reading our keys.
Right.
They're going to have a lot of misdirection tonight and tomorrow night, and we're just going to have to stay home and read our keys.
Yeah.
And then just basic tackling.
That's the biggest part of it, is being able to wrap up. And the recent high school games, you see that's been a problem of ours, is bringing a guy down. We'll get a hit on him and not bring him down. And that's a big thing the 8th graders pride themselves on, is being able to successfully hit people, wrap up, and take them down. We see that Clarksville will face the north end zone to begin the ball game. Eagles facing the south end zone. Eagles will receive the football. Clarksville defers the second half. They'll shake hands, and we are almost ready for 8th grade football here from the Philip D.
From the D, huh?
That's right. Eagle return team taking the field. Clarksville is set and ready to go as their captains run back. They've prayed it up over there. Teams setting up, huddling, and we're about time for football with 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock. Referees settled. The usual crew on Thursday nights here at Vilonia here again. Eagles have taken the football field, and it's football time in Vilonia, Alan.
It is, and again, it don't matter high school or junior high. It gets that time. I get them chill bumps. It's ready to roll. Especially
with an 8th grade team with this much success, for sure.
They generally have been knocking their opponents out in the first half.
Yeah, they've allowed 8 points all season, and they've scored, I think, if I believe I'm correct, it's 204-8 on the year.
Good grief.
204-8.
That's some amazing stats. That's almost PlayStation-ish.
PlayStation. Now, I scored that in one game on the PlayStation. Come on. Big thanks to Stone Cold Steve Austin. We saw John Cena at the volleyball game the other night. I know you didn't get to see that, but we actually got to meet him. We have Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the man, the myth, the legend himself, as our cameraman. The best.
The best in the biz.
The best in the biz, to say the least.
Chain gang crew over there getting ready to go to work.
That's right. Bartlett back to receive, number 46 to kick off. That is Jose Ramirez.
See, Toby Loader, looks like
Billy Sal over there.
Billy Sal, and is that Kenny Wayne Bartlett?
Kenny Wayne Bartlett. The three amigos over there. Three Stooges even. Ramirez kick, high and deep. Bartlett will receive that one near the 10-yard line. He's got it to the near side of us, taking it to the far side of the field. He'll be back up the near side. He's got some room. And there he goes, Alan, to open the ball game. We saw it in the first kickoff of the season. We see it again here. Touchdown, V-Town. Number 32, Cannon Bartlett.
You know, initially I thought he made a mistake by cutting it in, but he found an alley, and then he turned on the jets that Kenny Wayne didn't have, and just flew by everybody. Nobody laid a hand. That means kickoff return team done an outstanding job placing their blocks.
That's right. A great burst of speed there, and oh my goodness.
I know.
Absolutely outstanding play there for Bartlett, showing off an amazing athleticism into the end zone. 90-yard kickoff return, and that sets the tone a little bit.
It does. It puts doubt in Clarksville's mind as to what are we doing here.
Looks like Myers is going to keep up the middle on the conversion. He will not get into the end zone, and your score will remain 6-0 with 5 minutes and 46 seconds to go. Alan, we're 14 seconds into the ball game.
And they're already down 6-0. So we go a little PA on them here and onside and just not let them have the ball?
Alan, I think it's going to come. I think you're calling it here. It's a pretty safe bet.
I see the stands filling up pretty quick.
Always a great crowd for these junior high games, especially in the ones. I say in the ones, all of them, considering how great this team is and how much fun they are to watch.
It is. And they're not doing nothing fancy. I mean, they're just executing their plays.
They're playing ball.
Executing the plays.
Looks like back to return for Clarksville. He hadn't turned towards me. Can't get a number there.
I can't see it either.
There you called it, that onside kick, recovered by number 50. They saw it coming there.
They sure did. They know it was coming.
Yep, Brian Martinez there for the Clarksville Panthers. They'll take over first down and 10 from the 49-yard line.
And I was watching Clarksville warm up. They didn't run the exact same single wing that the plays that I've seen wasn't the exact single wing that the senior high runs, but it's similar to, with the same type of philosophy. A lot of running, not a lot of through the air. So, and they're growing big up that way. I mean, there's some big boys that are stepping onto the field right now.
A large line, to say the least. Looks like lining up at quarterback is number 7, Bryce Buckner.
Yeah, and that's a little preview. That's the exact set right there that we're going to see tomorrow night.
Right.
Same motion and everything.
Flags prior to the snap is number 35 was their ball carrier. That's Rojas, Tony Rojas.
And there's 2 flags
Multiple
down.
flags on the field.
You see that fullback in between the guard and tackle with the wing split out there outside the end.
Yeah.
And you see the two basically you call them two tailbacks back there because, like I said, either one of them's going to take the snap.
You had Buckner lined up the quarterback spot. He didn't even get it. Rojas got it. So, you just never know. As you said, two quarterbacks back there at all time.
Right, and it's something that you if you don't read your keys on and not disciplined, staying home and taking care of your gaps, then we're going to find ourselves in trouble. And they'll come out in some exotic formations. I seen one doing some film study that, they had a wide receiver split out, and that was the only person to the right side of the center.
Yeah.
And everybody else was to the left. And guess what? They're going to run it left behind that load.
Yeah. We see the call there is false start. Mr. Brent Keithley is our white hat today. That'll be a 5-yard mark off. First down and 15 for the Panthers now.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because that was a good little run that they started the game off with.
Looked like could have been offsides, too. Very well could have been offsides there. Yeah. The entire Eagle defense off guard.
And I hope the senior high is seeing this because they're going to do the exact same thing tomorrow night. Very
similar to Pottsville. They give that hard count. All the linemen shove into the ground and get set. Got Rojas back there once again with Buckner. Buckner will take the snap here. He's to the near side. Brought down by Kirk there, and once again, Kirk and the rest of this Eagle defense, they love to fly around and make tackles.
And 65, I don't have the roster in front of me. Where'd it go? Oh, yeah.
You do have the roster in front of you.
Thought this was Trent Gray. Was in on that tackle.
Gain of roughly 1 on the play. They'll call it 2. It'll be second down and 13 now for the Panthers. Buckner back there again with Rojas. They got men lined up strong to the near side. Hand off to 15 to the far side. Eagles into the backfield. Can't wrap him up. It'll find him down just a yard after the line of scrimmage. Ball carrier there was 15, Jacob Buckner.
Kirk and Mr. Millsap on the tackle again. And they're calling that little play. They'll run several plays out of that. That time it got handed off to the wing back there. But they'll run that, call it a spin trap right up the middle. They'll let the quarterback keep that, or they'll hand that off to one of the wing backs or that tailback. So there's got multiple plays with the same look. It makes you defend all sides of the field.
Buckner takes the snap here. He'll carry it up the middle, and he's got nowhere to go as the entire Eagle defense is right there to bring him down.
Mr. Lee on the tackle.
Lee on the stop for the Eagles.
My goodness, and as we said.
About the whole defensive line.
The whole defensive line right there in on him.
Yeah. Mr. Gray on the tackle. Trying to see who else is on that defensive line. To call out their names. And I can't get a glimpse of a number.
Seems that Clarksville will punt here. Punter lined up at the 38-yard line. That punt, a good one with number 11, Hansley, back to receive. He loses sight of the ball. There'll be Peter on that one. And it'll be down at the 14-yard line. Eagles will take over first down and 10. Now, Allen, as we talked about, the Eagle offense, they like to stick to the run game, but they'll throw the ball in there every now and then, and they'll throw it fairly effectively. What do you expect to see on this first drive?
This group right here, this 8th grade group with Myers at the quarterback position with his receivers, Hansley and Erie and Bartlett even coming out of the backfield, they got a good group that they can sling it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't think the coaches are scared at all to call anything downfield. But I suspect that they want to get that running game going to make Clarksville respect that, to open things up in their passing game for them.
Lined up to the near side of us, number 17 for the Eagles.
Mr. Ozier.
Handoff up the middle there. Eagle ball carrier not going anywhere. Maybe gain of 2 or 3.
Who did carry it? I still hadn't seen the ball carrier. Was that Kirk?
It was. Kirk in there on the tackle, brought down by number 52, Luis Herrera for the Panthers. They will call it a gain of 3, second down and 7 for your Eagles, and they're going to go ahead and run the, as I call it, the fast break and split the guys out wide. 2 to the near side, and they've got one man split out wide to the far side. Cannon Bartlett gets it off the tackle, far side. He's got room for a first down.
Yeah. This 8th grade group does a real good job at sealing that edge, allowing Bartlett around that edge, picking up 7, 8 yards there on that. Very effective play for them.
Yeah, number 25, Brandon fails there on the stop for the Panthers, but nonetheless good enough for an Eagle first down at the 25-yard line.
I tell you what, this sun.
Yeah, it's killing us. Hard to see these numbers, hard to see anything really with the sun blaring on us.
That's Ozier coming at split out to this side.
Myers under center. Kirk has the ball carrier to the near side. He's got some room. He's up to the 50-yard line, still on his feet. There's a chance, and he will. Allen, there he goes. The 10-5 touchdown, V-Town.
So,
Seth Kirk on a 75-yard blast. No flags on the play.
Flags. So there's 75 yards?
75 yards on the carry, 90-yard kickoff return, and then 75-yard carry for Mr. Kirk. Starts the ball game off hot for the Eagle offense. A little bit more work for Mr. Steve Austin over here than usual. Moving that camera around like a maniac.
Myers takes the snap, drops back to throw, and he's got Hinsley in the back of the end zone. And just a touch overthrown. Good-looking play, so we've not connected on either of our two-point conversions.
Right.
Therefore, that brings the score 12-0. Your Vilonia Eagles leading here in the first quarter with $1:40 left as we get ready to kick off or see another onside kick. Mr. Ozier will be your kicker. So we've seen Kirk turn on the jets and go the distance, as well as we've seen Bartlett go the distance with his speed. And right now, Clarksville has not got an answer for that.
That's right. Both those guys showing it off, and we'll see Kirk once again in the 9th grade game, a pivotal piece of that 9th grade team for the Eagles.
Ozier set the kick for the Eagles.
Ozier to kick here in the near side. As you called it, that onside kick, that one's pretty.
Oh, it didn't go 10 yards.
10.
Good kick there. Just a couple yards short.
Got to camp out 10 yards deep.
That's right.
That young guys just see the ball and want to go get it. I understand that. Just want the pigskin in their hands.
Be Clarksville football, first down and 10 from the 49-yard line. Boy, that one was close right there, but just didn't quite make it. That backspin on it brought it down there to the 49, and one more yard, we'd have had a first down and 10.
And Ozier did good. I mean, we got the hops that we wanted.
Yeah.
And the other guys coming down the block did a good job. Just got to sit and wait on that 10 yards.
It's one of those Pulaski Academy-style kicks right there, wasn't it?
It was. Our defensive lineman, 99, Ben Casper. 59, Mr. Josh Millsap. And I didn't catch the other three. Maybe we'll get them here in between the play.
Got Mr. Buckner lining up at quarterback once again in a shotgun. Rojas there beside him. They got the ball at the 49-yard line. Hard count brings his lineman set. It'll be Rojas taking the snap. He carries it up the far side. He's hit hard in the backfield. Number 10 for the Eagles, Mason Goers.
Yes, I like how our defense responded there. You had Seth Kirk and
Lane Hunter.
Lane
Hunter. That's on me. I apologize.
They both charged up field and didn't sit and wait on the ball carrier to come to them. They went and met the ball carrier. And that's what made that successful. They didn't wait on something to come to them. They went to it.
Yeah.
Go make a play, young man.
Kirk and Hunter there, and Hunter with a big burst of speed. I apologize, I don't have a roster in front of me. Thought it was Goers, but my goodness, that right there once again shows you a testament to how quick the Eagle defense is. Rojas will take the snap, head to the near side. He's got some running room. He'll be swallowed up near the 50-yard line by Hansley. Another big hit there. A guy that goes both ways, offense and defense, Jamison Hansley.
So at this point, Clarksville, I know we're 30 seconds away from the end of the first quarter, but I think Clarksville is still negative 5 yards of offense to this point. So your Vilonia defense doing what they need to do.
It's nothing new from those guys either. Their defense is just as impressive as the offense.
So Mr. Goers is 28. He's playing that far side defensive end. Mr. Casper playing this side defensive end. I can't see who's playing the other tackle slot.
That'll be the final play of the first quarter.
As you're clicking it and checking it there, we have hit the final play of our first quarter. Your score, once again, Vilonia 12, Clarksville 0. And heading into the second quarter, I mean,
total domination.
Yeah, but then again, still a closer game than the Eagles have seen in some of these ball games this season in the 8th grade.
Well, that clock seems to be running pretty quick.
Yeah, it is.
So, Clarksville's ran, 7 plays to this point offensively. We've ran 3, so 9 offensive plays total. So you're right, that the clock did go pretty quick.
Right.
Mr. Clayton Burrows, that other defensive tackle that I've been trying to find room or trying to figure out who was playing that.
Eagles defense set back out to take the football field. 3rd down and 11 as we swap sides now. Panthers come back out. Not a large showing of Panther fans thus far, but quite a road trip coming for junior high, especially as they'll set up. Look to see Mr. Rojas and Buckner. We do see them in the backfield. Looks like Buckner will be in the gun. Rojas to his right, our far side. They're stacking it up on the far side. Strong left, to say the least. Buckner back to pass. He's got his man, but nothing doing there again, Allen.
No, the defensive end made pressure, and the linebacker stayed true to his assignment and was right there for the tackle. Still, and I don't have numbers in front of me, but you know they ended both possessions in negative yardage.
Yeah, they did.
So to this point, your Eagles defensively has not allowed a yard.
Number 29 there for the Panthers in the reception. That's Shane Delkiner. 4th down and long. Look for a Panther punt. 46 on the punt there for Clarksville. Will be returned. It's a muffed punt by the Eagles, but returners able to retain possession there at the 16. That's Jamison Hinsley. Eagle football 1st and 10. Punter there was number 46, Jose Ramirez.
Hinsley done a good job at just not panicking.
Right.
After he had the little stumble there and just gathering up the ball and made sure that he maintained possession of that ball.
Mr. Allen, you were exactly right. You can accredit some of that to that sun because it is absolutely blaring this afternoon.
Yeah.
Myers in the shotgun. Twins to his far side. He's back to pass. He throws deep. He's got Hinsley. Overthrows him there. Hinsley was about the 45. That ball landed near the 41.
Tell you what, Myers put a good throw on that ball. That was a good-looking ball.
Yeah, he did. 38, Javette Sandoval there for Clarksville in coverage, but the coverage really wasn't effective. That ball was just a little overthrown.
Yeah, he just needed a little more air under it, and that would have gave Hinsley that opportunity to run up underneath it, which what they were looking at doing.
Right.
That was more of a spot throw versus go-get-it throw.
Myers coming under center here. Kirk and Bartlett his backs.
We got an early pre-snap penalty. I'm going to call. Don't see what they're calling.
Going to call offsides.
So we must have lined up offside.
Yeah. 2nd and 15 now for your Eagles. That'll back them up to roughly the 14-yard line.
2nd down, 15.
Once again, Brent Keithley, our white hat, giving us our signal there. Eagles lined up out of formation on the offsides.
I was wondering if the box was going to move. I thought Kennyway was just going to say, nah, I don't like that call.
Hey, best chain gang this side of Mississippi for sure. Got Myers now in the shotgun. Single running back trips left. He's got a man that looks like Bartlett. Bartlett's streaking up the middle. He's using his speed. He's got one man to beat. He's going to beat him to the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. 5, touchdown, V-Town. Mr. Cannon Bartlett one more time from Austin Myers. A touchdown from looks like 85 yards out. Oh, I don't even want to short him. That's 86 yards right there. Outstanding play. He cut that one up the middle, and that was the intelligent thing to do in for the Eagle touchdown.
Clarksville did not take very good angles, and you got to have angles to catch somebody with speed like Bartlett has. Unlike his daddy, you could just take any kind of angle to catch his daddy.
Felt like he had a little more size than Mr. Cannon, though.
I don't know.
Looks like Myers will keep it the near side, looking to pass. Throws into the end zone. Will they call it complete? No, incomplete.
Heisley doing a good job to make that catch. Just could not get his feet down and in.
Yeah, and, you know, kudos to the Panthers.
Yeah.
Because the Eagles have not converted on any of their two-point conversions out of the first three.
0-3.
That's something that's definitely new. 18-0 with 4:50 to go here in the second quarter. Nothing but Eagles thus far.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, Clarksville has not even recorded a positive play to this point.
Yeah. Ozier there to kick for the Eagles at the 40-yard line, looking for another onside kick. We'll see, though, with an 18-point lead. Switching it up with Bartlett kicking it. He will have the onside. It looks like it's going to be Eagle football.
Right off the helmet of Clarksville. The young man was trying to do what he was supposed to. I won't call his name, but doing what he was supposed to and just misplayed it. It comes off his helmet, and just a lucky bounce for your Eagles.
That's right. Number 17, Ozier there once again. We thought he was going to kick the football and ended up recovering the onside kick. 1st and 10 from the 45 of the Eagles. Not a second off the clock on that one. Still 4:50 left to go in the second quarter.
And it's running for some reason now.
Myers trots back out there.
Maybe that's why it went so fast in the first quarter.
Probably so. He's got Ozier to his far side. To his near side looks like Hinesley.
Got Erie in the slot.
Pitch to Kirk to the far side. He's got some room over there. He's got more room than I thought he did. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, V-Town, number 34, Seth Kirk.
You know that Seth Kirk's speed made that happen, but the block that Ozier set up for him also made that happen. Good job, young man. What an unselfish play.
You know, Allen, with 5 minutes left to go in the ball game, it was 12-0. And with 4 minutes and 22 seconds left to go, it's 24-0.
Yeah, speed kills, man.
Speed kills. I'm okay with that in this situation, though, that's for sure.
And these young men, this offensive line doing an outstanding job.
Right.
They're doing a good job sealing that edge for their runners, and their wide receivers are doing what they need to do down the field. Hinesley, Erie, and Ozier doing what they need to do down the field. There he is.
Myers into the end zone. That pass falls incomplete. Erie there, the intended receiver.
Yep.
And another failed two-point conversion, but nonetheless your score at 24-0.
We're doing what we need to do offensively to make that happen. But it is a total team effort. You know, when you see runners streaking down the field like that, it's just a lot of times not that runner, it's that offensive line and them receivers going down the field, putting in work, too, to make them successful. Now, obviously, speed does help, but in that case, I don't think Kirk makes it without Ozier's block there.
No, that's a big part of it. It's not just one athlete for the Eagles. It's the entire team doing their job to a T. Got Bartlett back to kick here once again for the Eagles. He'll kick this one semi-deep, caught by Rojas at the 25-yard line. He'll make his way past the 30. Whole band of Eagles there to bring him down. Leading the way, number 12 for our Eagles. That's Jake Norman. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. They'll mark him down at the 31-yard line. And the Eagles' first-team defense, we'll call it 32 now. Eagles' first-team defense trots out back on the field.
Number 28, Mason Goers. Number 96, Eli Lee.
99 there on the end, on the far end, and then 40 as well.
Mr. Casper and Mr. Burrows.
Rojas and Buckner in the backfield once again. Buckner's going to take it. He'll look to pass, throws deep. He's got a man open. Ball falls incomplete. Intended receiver number 10, J.P. Harden.
And you know, getting up like this makes the opponent do things out of character.
That's right.
And your percentage of doing things out of character, your percentage of being successful goes way down.
Yeah, for sure. Panthers will retain possession. 2nd down and 10 from the 32.
Looks like Mr. Norman's getting his arm loose. Looks like we may be seeing him here briefly.
We are used to seeing him come in at quarterback. That'll be nothing new there as Mr. Buckner's in the shotgun. They'll give it to Rojas. Rojas hands off near side. That's Buckner again, the ball carrier number 15. He's brought out of bounds hard by 10.
Yeah. Mr. Hunter. And again, it's just not Mr. Hunter there. He's got a whole host of Eagles there to back him up.
Right there, number 15, Jacob Buckner on the carry. Sure, he is a close relative to number 7, Bryce Buckner, their quarterback for the Panthers. 3rd down and 10. One of the, the only positive play I think we've seen for the Panthers thus far was that first one that got called back.
Yeah, with a hold. And there may have been a reason why it was positive.
Buckner in the gun. They got a motion in the backfield.
That looked like a mistake.
That was a mistake. That was a false start. That was a lineman coming in back there.
Yeah.
Buckner keeps dropped in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage. They may mark him down right there at the 32, which is your original line of scrimmage, with 4th down there for the Eagles, the whole team.
Yeah, and you can't single one person out saying this guy made this play happen. It was all 11 of them once again.
Nothing new with the Eagles set up. Panthers 4th down and long, and still have not gained a positive yard all ball game as they're set up to punt. Mr. Rojas back there to punt.
Got Hinsley deep for your Eagles.
Not a bad punt there to Mr. Hinsley. He collects it at the 30-yard line. He's at the middle, has a little bit of room. He'll spin his way to the 49.
I think if he would have brought it to this near side, he would have had daylight forever.
That's right, he really would have. 83 there on the tackle, Brody Kramers for the Clarksville Junior High football team. But nonetheless, 1st down and 10 for your Eagles from that 49, and they're just a yard away from being in Clarksville territory once again.
We've just pretty much camped out in Clarksville territory today.
You know, the Eagles have only had 1 first down all ball game.
That's all we've needed.
That's all they've needed. It's crazy to say, but 1 first down, it really is all they've needed.
What a 70-plus yard touchdown run, 80-plus yard touchdown run, kickoff return.
Got Myers throwing deep here to Hinsley. We had another one.
Hey,
Hinsley with one man to beat into the end zone. Touchdown, V-Town. Jamison Hinsley on the pass from Mr. Myers.
Did you see the difference in that ball? That was still a great ball, but he gave that ball just a little bit of air and gave Hinsley that opportunity to find it, make adjustments, go get it. And he done an outstanding job taking it, 51 yards, touchdown?
Big play there. 51 yards for the touchdown, V-Town, and Mr. Hinsley there showing it off, shooting it like a basketball, giving it to the referee. And you can see these guys got a sense of, here's a new school word for you, swagger.
Yeah.
Sense of swagger. 30-0 your score now. Eagles electing to go for 2. Handoff. Actually, they faked me. That goes to Bartlett.
Yeah. That's a little X cross play that Corey and I calls that. So they went to Ozier on a 2-point. They went to Erie. They went to Hinsley. And Mr. Myers attempted to run the first one. So now they said, let's just give it to Mr. Bartlett and do what we do.
There you go. It works going there to Mr. Bartlett. 32-0 your score now. And just think, if they'd have converted the first, what was it, 4?
Yeah.
2-point conversions?
There's another 8 plus 40-0 right here before half.
40-0 with 1:55 to go until halftime. Ozier or Bartlett will be your kicker here. It'll be a mystery till one of them kicks it.
Do you think they play rock, paper, scissors before the kickoff to figure out who's going to
I bet they do. They're both so talented in what they do. I'm sure that's the best way to do it. Bartlett does kick. That's downfield, recovered by number 36, Rojas. He has the ball up the middle but swallowed up before he gets to the 35-yard line. Panthers take over near the 33-yard line, 1st and 10.
I see Mr. Clayton Jones in on that tackle. Norman was there. Bartlett was there.
Bartlett was there. And
Mr. Justin Shaw.
It's that all 11 flying to the football, Alan.
Yeah. Clayton Jones checks in at cornerback. Mr. Sal up at the cornerback position on the top of your screen. Linebacker Seth Kirk. Ozier. I can't tell who that middle backer there is. And Hinsley, your safety. Defensive lineman hadn't changed.
Still got Kirk there at linebacker. As you see, the entire high school football staff there on the sidelines. You know, they love cheering on these junior high Eagles. As Buckner lined up in the shotgun. Snap will go to Rojas coming across. He'll keep the ball to the far side. He'll be swallowed up and hit hard.
Nice tackle, Mr. Seth Kirk. That's what I've been talking about. Head across the body.
Yeah.
Arms around the legs and driving somebody to the ground.
There was no way he was breaking that tackle.
No, none.
Fundamental.
Yep. Fundamentals takes an average player, makes them good. Takes a
Yeah.
good player, makes them above average. Just by doing the simple things right. This group has that.
It's not just one or two of them either.
No.
It is the entire group, an outstanding group of football players here in the 8th grade. Under a minute clicking in the first half. Buckner in the shotgun. He'll hand off a little misdirection to the other
Yep.
Mr. Buckner, and he'll make his way near the 39-yard line. So maybe a gain of 1 there.
And did you see Mr. Ozier on that play? He's playing that cornerback slot. He steps up to the outside, and just by doing his assignment right there, he turns the running back in towards his defense. Assignment football, playing gap sound defense.
That's head up right there and a great defensive play,
Yep.
a very smart defensive play for
Yeah.
him to get in on that tackle. 3rd down and 8 for the Panthers as we've got 8 ticks left in the first half, and it looks like they'll go ahead and let it run on down.
Yeah, and
That-
now Clarksville has gained 2 yards.
Yeah, they've gained 2 yards.
So
And you look at the negative yardage they have, they're probably still in the negative.
probably.
But that was the final play of the first half, and we go into halftime with your score. Not surprising, but 32-0, the Eagles lead. What is surprising, though, a takeaway from the first half, Vilonia has only converted 1 of their 5 two-point conversions.
And I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
No.
You know, you'd like to see them executing in all phases of the game, and I think they are. Again, they've not been tested to this point.
No, they haven't.
You know, we thought Maumelle was going to do it for them. That wasn't a test for them.
Cersei.
We thought Cersei was going to be a test. That wasn't a test for them. So as a coaching staff, I think you got to go into halftime here keeping everybody's head, on right and level, and finishing out the second half, and finish what you come to do here.
That's right. And if I'm correct, now I'm adding all these totals up,
Okay.
and I should be correct in this. The last ball game they played in, not last week, but the week before,
Okay.
was against Little Rock Christian. They won that ball game 20-0
Okay.
in a tougher fought contest. So you add the scores up. After that ball game, they were winning 204-8 on the season totals. And now, in just the first half of this ball game, it jumps to 236-8 on the season, Allen, in just what is that? 8 ball games now, 7.5 ball games.
That's simply amazing right there, that they can put up those kind of numbers. Again, that's kind of PlayStation-ish type numbers. So
it's a big part of their ball games, putting up some big numbers, especially in the first half. But we've got halftime on tap for us. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. Be back with you in a minute or two. But once again, you're watching Vilonia Eagles Live on Eagle Vision. Your 8th grade Eagles lead going into the half, 32-0 against the Clarksville Panthers. And we're back once again from Philip D. Weaver Stadium at Centennial Bank Field. Your Eagles do lead the ball game 32-0. We're headed into the third quarter, and Mr. Allen and I talked about it quite a lot. This 8th grade team, nearly unstoppable thus far, have not been tested. They'll play against Greenbrier next week. Not positive as to how great Greenbrier is, but of course a rivalry game that's always close, always a well-fought matchup. But Clarksville over there, both teams getting their pep talks during halftime. It's interesting to ponder what necessarily the Clarksville coaches are feeding to their guys. You gotta hope that they'll come out with some heart in the second half and not give up, as well as the Eagles. You'll see a lot of these second-team and third-team guys out here for the Eagles. Always good to get those guys reps. And the great thing is those guys are almost as good as our first stringers. So you're really not losing much with those second-string guys. Looks for the Eagles to take off just a little bit, but not let Clarksville back in this ball game. Eagles in full control to begin the second half as the clock is ticked down to 0, and we are almost ready for the third quarter of play. We welcome back into the booth our man, our myth, our
legend.
Legend. We'll give it legend. I wasn't going to give you the legend marker, but
okay.
Man, myth, the legend, Mr. Allen Wade.
Isn't that his house?
Allen, I don't know if we can say it enough. This team's just good.
They are.
I mean, really.
I'm going to try to do my best Miss Cawthon impression and do some quick math here.
Some quick math.
Yeah. I'm curious as to total yardage first half. And I know I'm not going to get exactly on the numbers.
We had a 51-yarder, a 90-yarder, a 70-yarder, a 75-yarder. I mean,
I can't even write that fast.
Holy cow. Allen, is your pen smoking over there?
It
I don't. Looks like the Eagles will have Ozier and Bartlett to kick off here. Bartlett, most likely our kicker in the situation. Rojas and a gang of Clarksville Panthers back deep past the 20-yard line. Referees are ready. You see Mr. Myers throwing the ball on the sidelines, but look to see number 12, Jake Norman, coming at quarterback here in the second half. Bartlett's kick is returned from the 24-yard line up. Clarksville Panther ball carrier gets near the 35-yard line. They'll mark him down just short near the 34. First down and 10 for the Panthers.
To the best of my calculations,
okay,
we're right around 275 total offense. That's rushing and passing.
In the first half.
In the first half.
Now, is that adding on that kickoff return?
No kickoffs.
So total yards, total yards.
Total yards.
You're looking at adding that 90-yard kickoff return.
Yeah.
That's too much for me.
That would have been, I said 275. That would be 365.
Corey and I did some math in the volleyball game the other night, but I'm mathed out. It's enough for me. Pre-cal has got me in a haze, to say the least. Looks like Clarksville will come out with Mr. Buckner back there and Rojas to his right side, our near side. Strong left for the Eagle defense.
Mr. Dustin Jones checks in at safety.
Buckner to keep up the middle. He gains a pretty fair amount of yardage to the 39-yard line.
Hunter McCool in the ball game. Number 14, Wesley Strange, 47. 65. Trent Gray still on the defensive line. I believe Mr. Strange was part of that group in the first half.
See number 59 out there, Josh Millsap, making that play.
Yep.
Second and 6 here for the Panthers. They line up from the 39-yard line. Rojas is going to take the snap and keep up the middle, and he's driving. Moves his feet well and still carrying a pile. Looks like he'll have a first down and more across the 45 near to the 50. He'll be finally dropped down. Looks like he dropped at the 44, but they'll give it all the way up to the 47, 48-yard line. First down and 10 for the Panthers.
Looks like Clarksville coaches did a little tuning at halftime.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. You look at the line right there carrying it. Wasn't necessarily, I mean, Mr. Rojas kept his feet moving, but it looked like half the line picked him up and held him across.
Yeah.
As you said, a big crowd, a nice crowd here for the 8th grade ball game as a minute and 28 seconds have clicked, or a minute and 28 left on the clock here in the third quarter. Clock is running with Mr. Buckner in shotgun formation. He sets the line. Rojas to get the ball. He'll carry up the middle. Very similar play, if not the same play. Eagle defensive line there to bring him down. Looks like I got a number on him leading the way. That is 25 for the Eagles, Mr. Wilson.
Yeah. We got a bunch of guys coming in. 68, Nick Ledoux. Looks like number 50 across the way, Case Shock.
Shock, that's a familiar last name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like 2nd down and 6. 2nd down and a short 6 for the Panthers. Buckner sets the line, takes the snap. That 14 power right there, and he's hitting the backfield.
Still hadn't seen a number. Was that 14? Hunter
Yes,
McCool.
it was.
Met him in the backfield. Good job, young man, stepping across the line, meeting your runner head on.
Outstanding. That play right there, you got to call it a 14 power, very similar to what we ran in the Sullivan offense when Stout was the head coach. Back in the days that I played some ball, that quarterback off tackle run there, they've run it 2 or 3 times in a row as you see Buckner and Rojas line up again in the backfield. And I kind of like that variation. Never really know who's going to take the snap here as Rojas gets it. Looks like he'll reverse to the other Mr. Buckner to the far side, but nothing doing over there either.
And that's what I was talking about, being disciplined and staying home. And playing gap defense.
Yeah.
This 8th grade team doing outstanding job at playing disciplined defense. And that brings up 4th down, my man.
Tell you, Mr. Allen, with that sun still blaring at us and that field right there, hard to see as it's a little bit darker. All you got to do right here is watch the outstanding cameramanship of Mr. Steve Austin. And
you got a show.
We've got a show right here on our external TV monitor as Mr. Buckner has the football. He'll throw. It'll fall down. They'll call it an incompletion there, as they should. He was going forward there, tipped up by an Eagle. That's a turnover on downs. Eagles will take over 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line exactly.
So the defense gives up 1 first down, and that's it. And we get the ball back at the 50.
That's right.
So
no surprise, though, Mr. Allen.
Only that they gave up a 1st down.
Right, but you'd like to see the Clarksville schemed well, and they came in with that 1st down, and they're still playing hard. They haven't given up, and that's a testament to the excellent coaching for this Clarksville staff. As you see, there has been a change in demographic coaching-wise for Clarksville. A little more passion towards football, a little more drive, more than I've seen recently out of the Clarksville Panthers football-wise.
So who we got coming out offensively for your Eagles? Is that Norman under center?
He'll hand off to Goers. Near the middle, he'll gain roughly 3. Number 28 there, Shane Edgman. And also there, number 7, Bryce Buckner, their quarterback, going both ways. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. You look, Mr. Goers, your power back, good for 2, 3, 4 yards of carry. And then they'll hand it off to Mr. Wilson, and he'll gain you 4, 5, 6 yards. Very similar backs. Wilson with a little more speed, a little more explosiveness, but great variation in your backfield. Able to see 2 different ball carriers from Kirk and Bartlett.
Yep. Hank Sal in the ball game. Sam Kirk in the ball game.
Hand off there to McCool.
Mr. Aaron Brown split up on top of your screen.
Looks like Duras there for Clarksville. Also there, number 6, Logan Hatchett. 3rd down and 7, no gain there on that play on the carry by McCool.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Who's that number 87 for the Eagles?
That was Aaron Brown.
Aaron Brown. Got
Split
some
up.
height to him, doesn't he? Let's see, a pitch here to the far side, to the near side. That's McCool. He takes a corner all the way up inside the 35-yard line. That's good enough for a Vilonia Eagle 1st down.
Once again, your Eagle offense doing a good job sealing that edge, giving McCool the leverage that he needs to turn that corner.
There for the Panthers, number 35, Tony Rojas, and number 36, Alex Ramirez. Nonetheless, good enough for a 1st down from the 32-yard line. Eagles retain possession. Look to see Norman at the quarterback spot. He'll line up under center with McCool and Goers in the backfield. He'll hand off to Goers to the near side. Big hit there by the defense for the Panthers. That's defender number, let's check him out, 28 there for Clarksville, Shane Edgman.
Heard a little pop out of that one.
Yeah, no kidding. That'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter as the clock ticks down. It's 32-0. Remains the same score as it was at halftime. We march into the 4th quarter, and it's nothing but the Eagles here thus far, Alan.
And that's kind of what I expected when I was walking in the gate tonight. So,
yeah,
no surprise to me.
No surprises around here.
Finally, the sun going down, and we're almost can take off these glasses. And
But with that sun going down comes the dreaded cold front that'll have us shivering to death tomorrow night for sure.
yeah, and rainy. Hopefully that rain come on through and get on in and out before game time.
Maybe leave a little snow with us beforehand too. Look at 2:30, the weather forecast.
Yeah, I heard old Ned last night say that there was a chance of the white stuff.
Little chance that we got a little wintry mix to say the least. But it's 80 degrees today.
Yeah.
Then 40 degrees tomorrow. We'll be in Clarksville, and we're hoping they don't put us on the top of the press box to call that high school game.
I hope not. Yeah.
Mr. Steve Austin said we'd have to find another cameraman in a situation like that.
He'll be there.
We'd need tents, and they have those. You see them at when they tailgate the Razorback games. Huge tents with heaters in them and tables set up. Call one of those tent companies, see what we can do.
Maybe somebody will donate it for us.
Maybe somebody will do, or we can have a cameraman set up in Clarksville. You and I can stay home and just call the game from our living rooms.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we could find a way to do something like that. You got Norman once again still in the ball game, lined up behind center. Under center, excuse me. You got McCool and then Goers in the backfield. Norman will come near side looking to pass. He throws downfield. It'll fall incomplete. His intended receiver was number 33 for the Eagles. That's Austin Langley.
Yeah, a good-looking play.
Yeah.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 or a 3rd and 9 for the Eagles, and I would suspect that they'd go for it here. So we got I would suspect 2 plays to get the 9 yards.
Yeah. And Alan, you hate to say, it's only 3rd down, so they probably would go for it. They probably would go for it. You see Mr. Norman under center here once again. Same setup with Goers and McCool there in the backfield. Let's see. Norman will keep to the near side. Looks like there may have been a face mask there. No flags in on the field. He'll be brought down near the 28-yard line. Not a bad game there. It'll be 4th down and medium here for the Eagles.
And we've seen that face mask called offensively a lot this year. I've not ever seen it called as much as it's been called this year.
That's right. About as much as we saw lifting called in the volleyball game the other night. I don't know that I'd ever seen a lifting until the other night, and we saw at least 4 or 5.
Every time I've been to a volleyball state tournament, they've called things differently in the state tournament than they call it all season long. And I've seen the official there. I can't with 100% certainty say that he called any games at Vilonia this year, but I know he has in the past.
Yeah, he has.
And
Mr. John Cena?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him call lifting until that moment there, and I was confused. As the Eagles take a timeout here, great shot there on the timeout with Coach Will Black running that show. But in all honesty, as you said, something like that lifting, of course, when you have the hand on the ball for more than a second as a offensive player. And I don't know. It's something that it's almost like Corey put it the best. It's like a hand check. I mean, what really is, a hand check in many situations is just playing normal defense.
Yep.
Eagles,
they just what aggravates you about it is not that they called it; it's they don't call it consistently like that all year long. They seem to change it up come state tournament time,
and you're not prepared for that.
No. And so when you get that in your mind early on, how does that affect the whole match?
That's right. As you said, face mask being enforced much more this year as Norman will keep to the near side. He's going to be back to pass. That is incomplete. Intended receiver number 87 for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's Mr. Brown, Aaron Brown. And it may hear some people in the background screaming for pass interference. I don't think so. I think both of them were going back for the ball. I thought it was fair play. Defense had just as much right to get there, just as much right to make a play as the offensive guy does in that particular situation. So I thought it was all good. Yeah, we would have loved to complete it, but here we go.
Here we go.
You get the defense on the field. We got number 51, Mason Womble.
Yeah.
67, Austin Sutterfield. I didn't catch the other 3. 21, Colton Dunlap, playing cornerback.
22, the ball carrier here for the Panthers. Haven't seen him all ball game, but he did a little, danced a little jig there, but finally caught in the backfield. That is Chris Trahan.
Bradley Ushery on the tackle. Good job, young man.
Bradley Ushery.
Yep.
Excuse me, that's Brady Ushery. Brady Ushery, but his dad
is Brad
Ushery. Or Bradley, if you like.
Brad,
I mean,
yeah. Graduated with myself and Corey. Corey didn't graduate with me, but
somewhere in there, right?
yeah, it took him a couple extra years to get through that.
As you said, Mr. Allen, that sun going down, it's cooling off, and off come the sunglasses.
Yes. Ethan Cash at linebacker, as well as Luke Wilson. Trying to get all the names called out here. Oh, high snap over the head. And,
it's not enough speed there for the Eagle defender, number 78.
Mr. Westbrook had visions of lollipops and touchdowns in his eyes, trying to do the old scoop and score versus just fall on the ball. I like the thinking there, Mr. Westbrook, but got to get it before you go with it.
That's right. Alex Ramirez there, number 36 for the Panthers on the recovery. They'll line it up. 3rd down and a bus ride and a half here.
Yeah.
They'll
to be totally technical, what is that?
24, I think
20,
it is.
23 yards.
Thank you,
count
Mr.
It, count it up. Can't always trust that board.
Mr. Jimmy Agerton over here, taking my place as the public announcer tonight, calling it wrong at 24, actually only 23, as you said, and it could be some more here with some flags prior to the snap.
I think I've seen some motion. Oh, they're going to call delay of game.
Delay of game, so they'll back them up 5 more yards. Is that 29 or 28?
That'd been 28 by my calculations.
5-yard mark off.
Little lip coming in from the booth to the side of us. But a big thank you once again to Mr. Agerton for taking my spot tonight and allowing me to do a little play-by-play for the Eagle junior high teams. You got number 36, Ramirez, the ball carrier, and nothing doing there for sure.
No. And just pretty much the whole Eagle defense there on the tackle. Good job, young man. Got Dustin Jones.
Ushery there for the Eagles also.
Trenton Brunsfield. Going back deep to receive the punt is Connor Erie.
Connor Erie, yeah. A name we know well.
Trying to tell who that other side wingback is. Bad snap. Oski.
Could be trouble as that ball rolled down near the 31-yard line. Eagles will take over with great field possession. And you look, we haven't seen it a lot from the second group. Not a very high-scoring group, but you'd like to see them fire it out here and score a quick touchdown.
They matriculated the ball down the field fairly well. Come up a little short there at the end. As they get their time, I'm confident that they're going to plug one in here for us.
I like it. Matriculated. You have matriculated. Corey says Kareen.
Yeah.
I guess I don't have a word.
Matriculating, I didn't come up with that. You know who
Where'd that come from?
Who I heard that from. Stone Cold, you know where I got that? Old football coach. Not here.
Not here. Is there flags on the field? Wilson, the ball carrier to the near side. Now, who was it?
Oh, Hank Stram.
Hank Stram.
From Kansas City.
I'm going to call a false start here on the Eagles.
Not that I ever got to watch any games that he coached in. I just watched some old NFL fields.
You didn't play for him? Nah, never had a chance.
and Corey's texting in the answer. A little DNA construction trivia question for you on your Thursday night.
Now, I do have Convocation, which is apparently a group of Eagles. And that one comes from Mr. Nick Newman himself, the new athletic director. I'm not positive that's really what they're called, but, hey, whatever he says goes as they hand the ball off to Goers there up the middle. He'll get it up a couple yards there.
Yeah. A couple of your Clarksville Panthers there, defensive linemen making the play.
Yeah, big guys over there.
They are
for sure.
Hey, and tomorrow night, they're going to have close to a 300-pounder on their offensive line tomorrow night. And looking down through their roster last night, about 250 was the smallest one that I seen on that was starting on their offensive line.
That's some big boys.
Yeah.
Pitch here to Wilson.
Wilson, right side.
He makes a couple men miss the 30-yard line. We got a minute
Hey.
and 17 clocking in on this ball game.
Look how Mr. Wilson stuck that foot in the ground when he seen that gap and got north and south real quick like.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty right there for Wilson, to say the least. Brought down by number 7, Buckner. 3rd down and 9 for the Eagles from the 30-yard line exactly, with a minute to go here, a running clock.
Under a minute left in the ball game.
Under a minute now. We will go from the 8th grade ball game, take a short break, and then click it into the 9th grade ball game. Bring you all the action as the Brothers B take on the Clarksville Panthers along with the rest of the 9th grade squad. See Norman back to pass. He throws deep, trying to find his man, and the ball falls incomplete. Not really sure who that was intended for. A couple receivers there with triple coverage for the Panthers.
There's Mr. Clayton Jones and the other receiver. Did you get your number?
No, looks
85.
like 9. 85
Yeah,
and 9, yeah.
That's Clayton.
85.
Mr. Mason Hoover.
Mason Hoover. That
Who?
is Toby Loader. Toby Loader's stepson, Mason Hoover.
Okay.
4th down and 9. Handoff to Wilson. He drives his way near the 25-yard line. Will not be enough yardage for the first down with the clock at 34 seconds. It'll stop. Not sure what the mercy rule is here in junior high, but they'll leave the clock where it's at 34. But should end here shortly with the Panthers coming in on offense. Look for the Eagle defense to run a couple more new players. See number 8 coming in.
Justin Shaw.
Mr. Shaw, number 30. Looks
Number
like
30.
30.
Trenton Bridgefield.
85 there.
Mason Hoover getting
Hoover
in
coming
safety. 51. Womble.
67 there on the line as well. 21 there at the corner.
Austin Sutterfield. 20 what?
21 there. Couple new
Colton Dunlap.
couple new backs here for the Panthers. Another interesting snap. 22 takes a snap. Going to keep to the far side on that quarterback keeper. That's Chris Trahan.
See Mr. Westbrook providing chase, and I couldn't see who that cornerback was on the opposite side that done a good job stepping up and cutting him down. That was number 8, Justin Shaw.
Yep, but that's the final play of the ball game as they line him up at the center of the field. And just like that, the Eagles take it. No surprise, 32-0 for Allen Wade and Drake Toll. Our first time calling ball together. And Allen,
Yep.
it was a pretty good
It
one,
was
wasn't
pretty
it?
fun.
1-0 with Allen and Drake up here in the booth, and I'm
Under the
liking the way that ball game happened. 32-0 was your halftime score and your final score as well, as the Vilonia 8th grade Eagles roll on undefeated still. We'll be back live with some Vilonia Junior High 9th grade Freshman Academy football. So many titles in there.
Well, that was a mouthful.
Yeah, it
wasn't
was. Playing the Clarksville Panthers. Should be a good one. Stick around. We'll be back here in about, we'll call it 25 minutes for that 9th grade ball game. Catch you guys later. For Drake Toll, Allen Wade once again signing off from the 8th grade ball game. Final score, Vilonia 32, Clarksville 0.